Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am going to get into a mani today with some Gigi's custom dips. She sent me over a handful of colors and these called my name immediately. I wanted to have them on my nails, and so that's what you're going to see today. Gigi's Custom Dips is in Canada, so for all of you who are up in Canada, you definitely want to check this out. If you are in the States, you also want to check this out because they're Canadian prices. So our US dollar goes a bit further, and that's always awesome. I'm doing a dip of clear on 3 of these nails because I'm going to do some color blocking. The reason I do a dip of clear first is because if you put tape over peel base and then pull it up, you're going to lift your peel base right off your nail. So if you're not using peel base and you want to do color blocking, then this is a step that you could skip. But if you are a peel base user and we're wondering how to get away with color blocking, this is how you want to go about it. So I'm just going to do 1 dip of clear on the nails that I'm going to do color blocking on, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate that clear. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later and just things to kind of watch out for in this process. But while I'm getting into this, I'm going to do my pinky with a solid dip. It is a thermal. You will see a beautiful transition. It's a really pretty vibrant pink to purple thermal. And then I'm going to do a solid dip of the flaky color on my thumb. And then we'll get into some color blocking. So while I'm doing that basic dip application, I'll let you watch, but I want to give you a little personal update. I apologize for being absent this week. We've had just some family emergencies kind of going on. My husband's grandparents, if you've been around for a minute, you know we helped kind of move them into an assisted living facility in the spring. They recently came down with COVID. And I am super, super grateful to be able to say that even at 91 and 92 years old, they are recovering well. But it was a week ago when they were admitted to the hospital. They're both at this point, like I said, recovering well, but at that age, you know, your body is so weakened from being sick with anything, let alone, you know, something as compromising as COVID can be. So they are going to have, you know, some physical therapy and rehab type situations to get them back on their feet. And the hard part, as a lot of people are dealing with in this country, is that we are unable to visit them. So when you have grandparents that are incredibly hard of hearing, the phone is not a great option. So we've just been doing our very best to stay updated and also to get some form of communication to them so that they feel, you know, loved and embraced and supported. So anyway, that has been taking a lot of my time and attention over the past, 10 days. And my kids also came down with a nasty cold this week. My son first and my daughter next. So we homeschool, but they usually go to a classroom 1 day a week. So we did end up getting my son rapid tested, even though I was quite confident this was not COVID again. We had it in March, by the way. And so we did have him rapid tested and it was negative. So it's just a cold that they're working through. But all this week they've been, you know, sickly. So sick kids on top of dealing with lots and lots of phone calls and things like that has kept me incredibly occupied. And each day I was like, you know, I have a couple of pre-recorded manis and I was like, I'm going to get my YouTube video edited and do a voiceover today. And then so many things would just kind of unexpectedly come down the pike that it really kept me occupied. So I do have at least 1 more mani recorded, and I will hope to get that edited and up for you guys either this weekend or early next week. But the schedule is just a little bit off right now because I never know what a day is gonna hold. You guys, are you seeing this gorgeous flake? I love this so much. So really nice purple base, and then like you can see the pink to kind of gold. It's just a really beautiful shift in that flake. I believe that color is called Hocus Pocus. So perfect, like this was kind of Halloween vibes in the color. Like I think purple is very Halloweeny, but also just like not in your face, you know, orange or green or just kind of like the traditional Halloween colors. So I really liked these, and the thermal, like I said, is like a pink to purple shift. So it was a really pretty combo to go with this flaky dip powder. So I really liked this combo, and I hope you do too. So anyway, thank you guys for all your support and just for being understanding when things come up in personal life that, you know, I can't wait to get back to the fun of nails. I kind of miss just sitting down at my nail desk and decompressing in that way. But you know, life and people take priority, and so I'm doing my best to kind of focus on those things at the moment. It's emotionally, and like, I don't know, I think emotional tired is worse than physical tired sometimes. And at the end of the day, just sitting down and kind of decompressing. My husband and I have been at the end of the night watching like a couple episodes of The Big Bang Theory, which I've never watched through. So just like decompressing, having a couple of good laughs has just been really helpful during this time. So anyway, I'm gonna finish up, well, I just finished up the second dip. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? It's so pretty, and flakes are just so easy to work with. Like they melt into that dip base and just lay so flat. So if you're someone that struggles with a chunky dip powder and can't get it just right, but want kind of like that, I don't know, like just a beautiful nail, I highly recommend trying out a flake. So this is washi tape. You've seen me use it before if you're familiar with my color blocking, and if you've been around my channel for a minute. If you're new here, thanks for joining us, and please consider subscribing. It helps me out, and I appreciate you being here. So this is, like I said, washi tape that just came, like I had it for a planner years ago, and it's just kind of stayed in my nail desk drawer, and I use it for color blocking. So I am going to place that tape over the clear dip powder that's on my nail, and that way it isolates the part of my nail that I do not want covered in dip base. Now, this is the part I want to warn you about. So I activated the clear dip powder on my nails, and that is totally fine. It's what I wanted to do, and I've dealt with this before, so I knew what issue I might be facing. Because I just did 2 solid dip nails, I worked pretty quickly in getting those done. So when I go in with my dip base for the first time and apply it to that portion of my nail and then pour the powder over, you will see it's a very sheer layer. Because what happens is that activator on my nail is going to make that first layer of dip base dry super fast, like rapid speed fast. If it had been maybe like 3 to 5 more minutes, then that probably wouldn't be the case. I am only going to show you this on one nail, but I will tell you that when I did the next 2 nails, I did not have that happen. But it was just that this first one was in kind of closer time frame to when that activator was applied. So like I said, I applied the base to the one portion of my nail. I'm using a little spoon to pour it over, and then when I go ahead and dust off the excess dip powder from that portion of the nail, you're going to see it's an incredibly light layer. So for this first nail, this first section, I did end up doing 3 applications of that thermal on that portion of the nail. On my other nails, and even the other half of this nail, do you see that? I pretty much took all of the powder off when I dusted off the excess, and that's just because the dip base dried really quickly. But like I was saying, my other 2 nails that I'm going to color block on, and even the other half of this nail, I did only 2 dips of the color because it just wasn't necessary. My dip base didn't dry rapidly after this first little section. So I just want to warn you, if that happens to you, that's why. So it just is all a timing thing because your activator is going to dry that base very quickly. So I'm going to let you guys finish watching. I'm going to do, like I said, a 3rd application of this first section, and then I'm going to do 2 layers on the other portion of my nail. So I'll be back in a little bit to wrap this up with you guys. Okay, so I completed the color block on those other two nails, and then I did a dip of clear over top to protect that design and the pigment and the flakes from my filing and buffing. So activator is going to harden that dip powder so that I can file and shape and buff it. If you're not familiar with dip powder, the dip base is kind of like super glue and it adheres that pigment to your nail, and the activator is what cures and hardens it. Activator is also what cures dip top coat, so keep those things in mind. Dip top coat and dip base are very, very similar formulas and can often be interchanged. So I have gone ahead and filed and shaped off camera, and I am ready for some top coat. I'm going to use gels today for my top coat because dip powder, when it's been buffed, is a very smooth surface. Often gel top coat likes to peel off of that because gel top coat doesn't like to adhere to a slick, smooth surface. So when I'm using gel top coat over my dip, I like to use a gel base first. Gel base leaves a tacky layer on the top, and then when you apply your gel top coat, it adheres much better, and I never have peeling with this method. So I highly recommend. Some people will say that like using a gel base and then gel top coat is going to kind of add like a thick layer to the top and really could mess with kind of your shape. I don't find that to be the case. However, the gels that I like to use the most are very thin application gels. So the ones I'm using today are from West Coast Dips. That is another Canadian brand. I love her gel formula so much. It's so nice and thin, so I never feel bulk added on top of my dip powder. Another brand I really love, their gels are Triple D. Again, nice and thin, but not runny. So you're not going to get like a mess, because something that can really lead to gel allergies is getting uncured gel on your skin. So it's like contact dermatitis is what it's called, and it can lead to gel allergies. So you don't want to use a gel that's so runny that you can't kind of control it and keep it off of your skin. So I am applying, like I said, West Coast Dips gel base, and then I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds before going in with my top coat. I use like a UV LED combo lamp. That's just kind of what I've always landed on. I have a couple of them, and 30 seconds in any of them does the trick. So now this is my gel top coat. Again, same from West Coast Dips. It's a nice thin application. I'm speeding it up a little bit because, you know, the application is really the same. If you're looking for longevity, make sure you do just that and cap your free edge. You just kind of want to wrap that tip part of your nail in your gel top coat. It's just going to help kind of seal everything in. I don't often worry about longevity because I use peel base and I don't want them to stay on too long. I'm already like on to my next mani in a couple of days, but that's not a bad practice. And if you do use peel base and you cap your edge like that, you just want to make sure you go ahead and give like a quick little file to that free edge when you want to pop off the dip powder. I have had requests and I hear you all, and I keep forgetting to do it. You guys request a video of popping off that dip powder from my base of either builder gel or jelly tips. And I will try to remember to do that for you guys soon so you can kind of see my process for that. Some of them just kind of freely pop off on their own. Like I'll be washing the dishes and be like, oh, there goes one, because moisture getting under there will really break down the peel base. Cuticle oil will also. So anyway, I'll try to do a video on that in the future so you guys kind of have an idea of how I do that. But now I'm applying my Candi Skincare Cuticle Oil to hydrate my cuticles and keep them healthy and happy. And then we're done. So what do you guys think? I kind of love the pink to purple thermal shift in combination with those flakes. The color block just really, I don't know, it just really came together for me. I loved this mani so much, and I hope you guys did too. So I hope you guys are having a great week. Thanks again for your patience with me while I navigate, you know, just supporting the family, and I will see you in my next vid. Bye now.